Aloha, beautiful souls, and welcome back. Wow, what a week we have. Welcome to Taurus season. I am so excited about this week and to talk about how much is going on. I feel like every week I'm like mind blown and my eyes are really wide and I'm kind of like totally brain dead at the same time from not sleeping and all the activations. And I feel like our energy, our focus, our consciousness is getting thrown back and forth throughout space time and across multiple dimensions as we are getting a stronger foothold in our new earth realities. If you are new to this broadcast, welcome. I'm so happy that you have found my work. My name is Marissa Indigo, and I am a quantum navigation guide for the awakening and the ascension process. So you have found my weekly broadcast, which I call the weekly quantum plasma. And this is a form of an energy report where we're sharing a lot of what we're observing, a lot of my own personal experience as well, and collective energetic readings. We also go into some of the cosmic happenings from an evolutionary astrological perspective. So welcome to this weekly quantum plasma energy weather report. This is covering us from Tuesday, April 22nd to Tuesday, April 29th. So let's dive in, shall we? I have quite a few notes about this. So first of all, welcome to Taurus season, everyone. We are officially 3 degrees as of this broadcast today on Tuesday. The sun is at 3 degrees of Taurus. Such beautiful energy. This is actually my solar energy. So in the midst of so much disruption in my reality, so much deprogramming, a lot of destabilization to then come back into a newer and more crystallized sense of self. This Taurus energy is a welcome home kind of frequency for me to feel at least a little bit of comfort and a little bit of love and magic through all of this transformation. So with the Taurus energies, for the next 30 days here, I just wanted to share a little bit of the codes with you so you can have this in the background while you're going through your process, everything else that we are witnessing, right? So much collapse and change and regrowth, all of this. So Taurus energy, Venusians. The Venusian energies here on Earth brings a heavenly quality or a paradise codes quality for us to explore how we can manifest more beauty, the beauty way, into our world through our senses and through our imagination and also through our hands as being creative and our ability to grow things. So you could use this as a metaphor for your own process, bringing in the codes of the Venusians. This is also bringing in the Pleiadian star mothers and the divine muses of the cosmos. You may be observing awakening of your healing gifts and abilities on newer levels. So the Pleiadian star mothers and that kind of divine cosmic mother watching us from afar, looking down upon us here on Earth from the cosmos, this is here to support more of you coming online. Parts of you that may feel fragile or vulnerable or newer, at least. There's soul aspects that you have a deep connection to. There could be some tenderness and vulnerability here with our gifts and our expressions as we are becoming more bold in sharing our soul and sharing our heart with the world, right? And so they are here to support our divine rebirth. For you are a sacred miracle here on Earth. It's very important to remember that. For those of you that are newer to my work, one of my aspects that I bring through as a dove oracle is the Sophia Christ energy and also the Sophia Seraphim. So with all of this beautiful Venusian energy and Pleiadian energy, the word Pleiades in Greek actually means dove. Pleiades is dove. So there's this divine Sophia Christ, Holy Spirit of the sacred feminine Christ, this crystalline consciousness, this heart-centered fifth dimensional consciousness. This is all associated with Taurus energy. And when you look at the constellation of Taurus in the sky, there's a connection with the Pleiades there. So it just felt very important to bring this incredibly beautiful and nurturing, this divine mother energy through at this time, because we are going even deeper into our shift within ourselves right now. We are getting rocked by these energies to dislodge so much density from our bodies. And so I want to just share, you have a memory You have a realization, oh my gosh, this is who I am. Yes, this is why I'm here, right? And you start to claim that as your ideal is real, as your role, as your mission, however you want to say. The moment we have the realization and we start to claim, yes, that's who I am, that's what I'm here to be, this is what I want to do, that starts to unlock a whole domino effect of quantum processes within our fields, within our bodies and our DNA, to then dislodge and release anything that's not aligned with that, right? So it's one of the divine cosmic laws of cause and effect, right? Equal and opposite effect. So you could be observing enormous challenges with feeling like, well, I'm here to do this. Why isn't it coming through yet? Or why is it so challenging? Why is it nothing but challenges just to be here on this earth, just to do and be and share who I am? Just know this is all part of the quantum process, right? And we're going to go deeper into this in this podcast because this is such a huge topic for us. So there could be aspects of your reality that you're working to line up and you're having enormous challenges. So this is the time more than ever before, and this is going to be true going forward now with these new frequencies, that we have to hold so strongly to our love. Hold your love inside. Love yourself. Accept yourself. Hold yourself in this tenderness and this pure love, no matter what. Holding strong to our love, our purpose, and our faith, to be able to see through all of the illusions as they rise to leave our bodies, to leave our beingness. This is the most potent crystalline activation yet. And this is to purify us of all of the distortion, all of the subconscious falsehoods, beliefs, contracts, implants. We're seeing layers of stuff we didn't even know that we had. And you could be in this ascension journey or awakening, wherever you are in your process. You could have been here for decades working on yourself. And there's going to be deeper layers coming up because we are now embodying our soul more than ever before. And it is going to push out anything that is not that light. So it's really important to know that this entire week we're having massive Pluto activations. This is a full rewrite. This is transformation. This is the Phoenix energy. You could be observing in the most unconscious aspects here power dynamics, where people are kind of vying for power or fighting or wanting to push or dominate or control. There's a repressed fear energy. So anywhere where we have repressed or suppressed. And I just want to share that I have a lot of personal experience in my life of enormous, having to transcend just the most enormous blocks and challenges with Pluto. So I have Pluto opposite my sun and opposite my midheaven. So my midheaven and my sun are very close together. They're only 2 degrees apart. So my midheaven is actually activated today at 3 degrees with the sun in Taurus. And my sun is 5 degrees of Taurus. So this is my birthday week. So I have had my whole life in my chart Pluto opposite my sun. So you think about this really powerful atomic nuclear energy, right? That's opposite your sun. So you're traveling through life with this really powerful, it could be a tractor beam of darkness until you understand how to work with this energy, right? Constantly battling your light inside. It also Pluto is also square my rising sign. So my entire life, I have walked with this deep power to transform. But the majority of my life just kind of felt like just surrounded with shadow and just so much opposition and challenge and fear and trauma and all kinds of density and darkness, like every distortion possible, right? Ancestral clearing, you name it. So just know that this is an energy to assist us to constantly evolve ourselves away from our smaller self or our fearful self or our traumatized self, right? You want to be aware. Don't get swallowed up by the fear. So you see just how powerful your consciousness is and your focus and your mind. Don't get swallowed up by the fear or the darkness. Don't give your power to it. Don't get sucked into it. You can see it, you can feel it, but you can also start to feel yourself getting sucked towards that because it's like a tractor beam. And you're not supposed to get sucked into it and become annihilated by it. You're supposed to observe and stay with your love while you observe it and claim your love for yourself. I love myself no matter what. I accept myself. I will not abandon myself, right? So you're with your inner being while going through this energy. So this is how you integrate it. And you collapse the fear by staying in your love and with your faith. And just know, yet again, here I am again, that this is the week of my solar return. And yesterday, I'm like talking to a soul sister. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just so grateful I survived another round with Pluto because I have been burnt down to a nub. And that nub still has some roots. And now the new growth, the new leaves are coming in, right? Because I have been condensed even more than I thought I could be, right? Simplifying my being and my essence into unconditional love and faith, unconditional abundance, regardless of the circumstances, right? So just know there is enormous transformative power here for you, and it is up to you to stay strong and stay in your love. You may get burned down to a nub to remove all the excess, all the distortion, but you are going to be growing and sprouting from there to rise again as the phoenix, as the angel in your reality. So this is a really powerful phrase. When I'm going through these really powerful initiations, I remember this is part of the quantum process. Each day I die, that I may rise again. So for those of you who have a lot of Pluto in your charts, in addition to what's going on for all of us right now with Pluto, just know this is a very powerful transformative energy, and you're going to have a lot of death and rebirth cycles from a shamanic perspective or a transpersonal psychology perspective through your life. If you want to learn more about Pluto and work with Pluto in your chart, I have an amazing course. It's the Phoenix Pluto course on my mystery school. And when you sign up for that course, it does include a session with me to go even deeper into it. This is why it's so valuable to start to have awareness of your planets and your divine blueprints from when you came in here onto the earth so that you can transcend beyond more easily. It's very stabilizing to do. So I will put information for that in the description box below. Not only do we have activations with Pluto this entire week, we also have these incredible realignment opportunities with Saturn. And so the planet Saturn, while Pluto is a soul evolution planet where we learn to take our power back from the illusions and from the deceptions and the lies that we have thought our power went to, taking our power back from fear and like suppressed subconscious stuff. Saturn is all about mastering the physical reality as a spiritual being. And so it's working with the time-space continuum and the physical reality and how to build the structures that are aligned with the new paradigm, the new earth frequencies, very higher dimensional frequencies here on earth to build our next level. So this is the structures to build our new reality. And it starts with our belief systems and also our daily habits and how we are applying this energy in a consistent fashion. So over the weekend and into Monday this week, Saturn had a very powerful alignment with the North Node. And so you could be feeling a tremendous amount of pressure. You could be feeling restricted or limited, or even feeling kind of like everything looks negative, like it's just not working. And you could be feeling really squished. You could be feeling delays, or also like a financial limitation. And in general, just feeling limited in what's possible for you. And the reason for this is that Saturn is assisting us to kind of squish out. It's like putting pressure on the entire picture to squish out any of the victim consciousness, any of where we don't feel capable, or we have, I call it the I can'ts. I can't. A lot of this is linked to our childhood and childhood wounding and a lot of different power dynamics with the system, whether it was parents or religious institutions or the school systems, whatever. So Saturn is gifting us this opportunity to reset our path. And the first step is to claim it. Claim yourself. Claim your path with power and faith in yourself. And Taurus rules the throat. So this is a very powerful time this month to just keep saying aloud, this is who I am, and claim it, and go on a whole beautiful rampage describing who you are and why you're here in your life, in your reality, and the qualities that you're cultivating. This is who I am. This is why I'm here. there's this opportunity to awaken deeper layers of truth. And it's like all of a sudden you have these just moments of sublime clarity where you're like, yeah, this is who I am. This is why I'm here. Great. We're going to trim the fat. We're going to cut away all the distractions anywhere I'm wasting time or resources, right? Anywhere that I'm not respecting myself and giving myself the love that I need in order to do this. So there's a lot of maturation with this in order to build our new reality and create the successful structures to maintain and grow this new earth reality that is aligned with your soul from the ground up. This is reinforcing your divine blueprints and building the next layers up. And I'm actually going to be sharing, my universe said I have to do this. So I'm going to be sharing a transmission on the channel this week of my own process as I'm going through this. It's very emotional. It's very raw. It's quite tender. So this is the experience of claiming my role and where I have had to burn through the blocks or the illusions or the fears about not being able to make it or not being supported through this, right? There are so many layers, guys. Like as we are claiming, then we have to bust through deeper and deeper layers of resistance or deprogram false beliefs that are in our way. So every intention we have, you may observe a split where inside yourself, there's a part of you that feels held back or feels blocked or doesn't believe it fully as you say these things aloud. This is where you really want to experience feeling in your body. Where is there trapped energy, and work through that. And this is how we are aligning ourselves on our path. And so I want to share, I'm going to have to share this transmission from my own experience of claiming my role here as a light being on earth, as a teacher, as a way shower, as an angel here on earth, as a Christed being here on earth, taking my power back from the systems and so many different layers of this, and trusting, by claiming my role here and trusting this energy and taking all my energy back from all these other systems, right? Trusting that the more I give, the more I show up, the more I will also receive. And the more I will be supported. So it's kind of like, some will say, the fake it till you make it energy, but it's also divine law, right? If you commit, the universe will return that. The universe will mirror that to you. So now more than ever, we're going to see our belief systems magnified in our faces for better or worse, so that we can see where we're at inside and tweak it and rearrange ourselves to create the reality we came here to live, right? All we have to do to thrive in this new presence paradigm is to be our I am presence fully. Now, this is an activation that came to me not quite 2 weeks ago, where I was just like, okay, universe, it's really, how are we to go forward here? Because I'm still observing energies within me that are not aligning. And my whole focus right now is to align my inner world to create my outer world. So please assist me, to really see clearly through this. And the download I got was just be your I am presence. Because when you are your I am presence, you're in your love, you're in your faith, you have an expanded frequency, an elevated frequency, which means you can see much more, right? You can see with much more clarity. So we have to be all over it like white on rice and constantly choosing our highest self aspect in order to function and in order to hold on and build and to maintain our realities. So it's an enormous amount of responsibility and power, but that's what we came here for. We are all capable of this. All we have to do to thrive in this new presence paradigm is be our I am divine soul presence fully. So you do what it takes every day to align to this peace and love and your heart open again. That's the first objective every day. And then after that, you can get into your work, whatever you've got to do. So our frequency, our energy is number one. And as you choose your I am, this is where what I've been talking about, these distortions arising or these incongruent belief systems and energies will arise up and out. As you choose your holy Christ self, all of your Luciferian's going to come out. Let's put it that way. When you choose, the equal and opposite is going to come so that you can balance these energies within. And all of us have this. It's part of coming onto the earth plane here. It's part of our collective contribution. Each of us is a vital component of the crystalline grids. So as we are clearing ourselves, we're doing it for the collectives. We're doing it for our ancestry. I mean, it's a huge job. That's why it's so hard, right? So just know we're all getting into this tipping point where it's easier to be in our light, right? It's not as hard, but then you go through more phases like this. So just know that choosing this will automatically bring up all opposition within you, all separation within you like a fucking magnet. And it's just quantum science. You're going to be fine. You're thriving through this. You've got this. Trust me. If I can do this, you can do this. You have got this. This is all about the power of intention. You may have felt so yanked around by these photonic light frequencies and all of these solar flares. We are going through the ringer right now. It's almost like another eye of the needle phase. And all of this coincides with the Holy Week on earth of how humans perceive Easter, right? And the path of Yeshua, Jesus, the Christed Master. So these are all metaphors for our own process. You could wake up in one state feeling really, really great, or you could wake up feeling like shit and feeling really negative and feeling really bogged down and pressurized. Wherever you are, you wake up, you work through it. If you wake up and you're feeling happy, just savor that. Milk it for all it's worth. Use that energy to just go through your lists of gratitude and appreciation. Like, oh, it feels so good to feel good. Thank you, universe. For me, more lately, it's been I wake up and I feel pressured. I feel anxious. I feel all kinds of scattered and nervous energy. And I have to ground myself. I have to come into my love and my peace. I have to witness what is this? What's arising from me right now? Because more than ever, I have been really focusing my intent on being my I am presence, being my soul, the soul embodiment, right? Being in my bliss as my state of being, as my home frequency. Like I'm claiming that as my divine birthright of my home frequency. And so as I do this, everything that is in contrast to that will come up, right? And this is part of these magnetics that we're clearing. So just know if you're feeling yanked around and like, God, I've just felt like been going through it for so long. It's normal, and a lot of us are. And so you could be in one place 1 minute and then a couple hours another. You could wake up feeling really great and then a couple hours go by and bam, you just got hit with some programs. And so you want to look at everything as energy, depersonalize, look at it as energy. What is this? Ask your who, what, when, where, why, and how, right? Ask all your questions about it. Discover, explore the energy. Be a galactic cosmic explorer of soul, a shaman, and transcend the energy. We're going to have a lot of programs or emotions. We're facing the deepest shadow layers yet as we're anchoring in this I am, these newer frequencies. So there's a lot of deprogramming of deep subconscious fears, insecurities. I want to share this visual. I was not expecting this. I have done contract revocations many times, many times on the journey. Well, last week I was going through another particularly powerful rebirth initiation, another layer of my divine presence, of my soul as a galactic and as a soul that's here to serve as a light being. And Val and I, Valtopia, we're doing our bliss activators right now. So if you want to come join us and activate your bliss, this is the kind of deep deprogramming work we're doing together in this portal. So she and I did an activation together, and she's guiding me through this light language. And I was working on surrendering any conditions around finances. So just know you can be ascended and still be working through lack. You can be ascended and still be working through a ton of emotional clearing, a ton of emotional distortion. It's important for us to know that you can be ascended and still be working through stuff. I think a lot of us have this misconception that when you've ascended, it's all perfect and rosy and done. No, that's actually when the real work begins, when you have to start aligning your reality from the inside out, right? And anything that is not aligned inside of you is going to be mirrored. And it can be very frustrating as you're trying to figure out, like, what the hell, how am I creating this or miscreating this? It's really challenging, you just take it one day at a time. So I wanted to work through abundance blocks with her. And I had this visual. This was incredible. I had this visual because the words that were coming were, I feel like I'm suffocating. And this was all Saturn helping me to release this victim stuff. I feel like I'm suffocating financially. I feel like, I can't breathe. I feel like this is just too much for me. I feel like I'm being strangled by this, like this imprint from society that makes us all feel devalued. based on money or like the material possessions. We know this is an illusion, and I'm just feeling it, trying to like crush me and stuff. So I'm using these words, and I start using those words to travel inside of myself while we're doing this activation process. And I saw a choker around my throat, and it had like spikes, right, going in on my neck. And it was made of black goo, and it looked like, when you put ink in water, how it kind of swirls, looks like a black plasma. This was a black plasma, like choker around my neck that had a leash. And it was to the Matrix. It was to the banking systems. It was to the Vatican. And I was like, wow, look at this. This is another one of those unconscious implants that a lot of us, I don't know if it's all of us, maybe, right? Having the human experience, it's almost like one of those things that when you are incarnated here, you unconsciously agree to these contracts with these systems. And these are the systems that we're here to completely disrupt, right? They're collapsing, the slave matrix systems. So I saw it around my throat. I was like, wow, this is absolutely amazing. This is a deeper layer somewhere within my DNA where I still had this connection that I was allowing to devalue me, right? And we are here beyond all of these different systems. So the last thing we want to do is give our power over to them or allow them to make us feel less than any of that, right? So this is where we're clearing all of our distortions with money and expanding it to be energy. So I saw this collar. I was amazed. And I just took my hands and I put it around the collar. And I was just like, as a light being, I'm going to break this right now. So I put my hands around the collar, around my throat, and squeezed, and bam, and it just exploded into light. Because I'm a light being, right? I'm an aspect of God, just like you are, all of us are. So this is kind of like a symbolic share of, we're taking our power back from all of these systems one piece at a time. And some of them, depending on how we grew up and like what we came into, and our lineages are more deeply ingrained, certain themes than others, right? So I had to destroy it, and it was easy to do. All I had to remember was, well, I'm a light being. I know who I am. Fuck this. I didn't agree to this. I'm done with this, and just put my hands around it and bam, just exploded into light. So you could be having these really amazing experiences of deeper layers of self-liberation, right? So this was a form of an exorcism. I told Val, I was like, girl, we just did an exorcism, like, removing this energy from my beingness. So this is part of where I'm saying we have to claim ourselves as light beings and to know ourselves and to start to invite these experiences of the God consciousness to come, and you'll feel this beautiful power and a tremendous amount of power and responsibility as the God soul source sparks that we are, as powerful, beautiful, capable, divine, abundant, creative, infinite evolution of potential and elevation. You could be observing a lot of scattered energy. I have. We really have to focus each day, focus our energy. And a big one with all of this is mastering your distractions. And so a lot of what we discussed today are those kinds of distractions. Things like fear, doubts rising deep from the subconscious. So yesterday, as I was thinking about the podcast and all this, I want to share this visual with you. Yesterday, I was walking through the forest, just aligning and coming into my body and just making sure I'm grounded, coming into my love and my peace to expand. And I had this visual of all of these paths. So there's the path I'm walking on, right, that goes before me and behind me. And then all of these crisscrossing lines, diagonal and perpendicular, almost looking like a grid or a hatch mark. And I saw the opportunity that each crisscrossing path was a different thought form or a different energy where you're like wondering about something and you're wishy-washy. You're not claiming it. You're like, well, I don't know. I hope so. Or I'm not sure, and we're not fully claiming. So this is when we're coming into our power, is that we have to claim our reality and claim who we are. So there's a lot of commanding, right? And we have to do a lot of clearing in order to come into this. So essentially, this is the opportunity. This is what Saturn is helping us with now, is to align ourselves on the path and to focus and to declare, nope, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. And boom, just focus so strongly. And you call all your energy back to all the scattered thoughts, right? And you just keep them contained on the one concept, the one point of creation, the I am. And this allows all of the other paths and routes and scattered energy to click into place, from being scattered or diluted to a pure laser focus. Very simple, rooted in love in the I am. So you could see all these crisscross paths all around you, and you claim how it is, you allow them to sync up, and it's like click, 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 bam, they lock into place. And you've crystallized, you've condensed. This is a form of the energetic alchemy of soul, where when you claim it how it is, you're no longer going to allow your attention to go to, well, what if this happens? Or what if that? No, here now, right? So it's part of our mastery of the mind. These are the most powerful times of our life. So we are so close to integrating even more of our inner and outer worlds. And so just know we're constantly in this evolutionary process and working with contrast. Abraham Hicks material will greatly assist us in our mastery of working through contrast. Like, well, this just doesn't feel aligned with me anymore. What would feel more aligned, right? And exploring and expanding into that new energy and allowing it to be. So keep your faith, keep your joy factor high. Some days it's going to be easier to be happy and joyous and feeling really free. Other days it's a tough slog through the muck and you're like, oh my gosh. So just keep coming back to gratitude and appreciation. Keep looking for the beauty of your world and your reality, because it's all around you. No matter where we're going, traveling, time traveling through our mind, through our consciousness to deprogram, when you look around, and this is where the Taurus codes, the Venus codes come in, use your five senses, the gifts of Venus, the gifts of the body, a gift of Sophia, a gift of Divine Mother. Use your five senses to immediately look around you and see what's real right here in front of you right now, which is tremendous beauty and light and opportunity. Remember how important our focus, our perception is, right? I get to do this. Wow, I get to do this, so you really want to flip that. Keep looking for the beauty of your world and your reality. Give thanks and appreciation for all you have. You can pat yourself on the back for getting this far and keep going. Don't stop. Hold your love close. We're all here for you. I do have beautiful soul sessions available where we go in the oracle state and we look at your divine blueprints to assist you. That Pluto Phoenix course is available to take your power, to alchemize your power from fear to faith and self-love. The Divine DNA Blueprint membership, the monthly membership, has this course and 30 other courses in it. I'm so excited. The Light Body 101 book is almost complete. So my goal is to have that come out this week. And I'm really, really excited about this because we're going to be talking about the light body and our nervous system, solar flares and cosmic space weather, nutrition, how to solar charge our bodies with light, also sharing the codes of Solaria that I have received. We talk about many ancient cultures that are sun worshipers and how they were working with their light bodies and the different technologies and wisdoms that they left behind for us to remember for these modern times. So it's the most exciting time of our lives. And yes, it can be challenging, but it's all to assist us to release where we felt less than. At the end of the day, it's all about your I am and your most beautiful presence of your soul self as your liberated self, as a creator being here. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for being here on the planet with us at this time. It's an amazing time. And yeah, it is challenging. So take good care of yourselves. Remember to laugh. Remember to bring the fun factor in. And I look forward to seeing you this week for Ascension in the Raw. Annette is back. We're so excited. And we're going to be talking about twin flames. We're going to be decoding and expanding the concept of twin flames. I'm going to have a few other broadcasts this week with some amazing way showers. So I look forward to seeing you. And everything I talked about, if you're looking for more support and navigation, all in the description box below. I would love to work with you for a session or have you in the members portal. It's really a great environment. Or if you're looking for bliss and you want to activate your creativity and you want to burn through some blocks, Val and I would love to work with you for the sacral reboot and the Bliss Activators portal. So there are many, many ways to continue this work. And also, there's a lot of gifts here for you to do this work independently on your own to meet your budget, right? So that's what we're here to do, is meet you wherever you are. So thank you so much again. Just sending you so much love. And remember, you are the miracle. Remember to cultivate and hone your home frequency and to do whatever it takes to get to that. And then you're aligned, and then you can live your whole day from there. And each day, maybe we have to do it over again on repeat each day, right? But we are anchoring these frequencies of soul in. We're closer to the finish line than ever before. Thank you so much. See you soon. Namaste.